Do you want to learn English through podcasts? Subscribe to our channel. We help you improve your English faster by deep diving into interesting topics.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take a whole stack of sources, articles, research notes, and really boil them down to the core insights just for you. And today we're diving into the story of Priyanka Chopra. She's, well, more than just a household name. She's become this global force, really.
Absolutely. And it's not just, a celebrity story. Her journey is actually a fascinating look at things like ambition, how to bounce back, breaking boundaries. There are some really powerful lessons in there, I think, for anyone trying to achieve something big in their own life.
Exactly. So our goal here is to unpack those key moments, yes, but also the mindset behind them, what allowed her to get where she is, and then, importantly, what could that mean for you and your own goals? Okay, let's dig in. Where did this story even start?
Well, the sources tell us she was born in Jamshedpur, moved around India a bit, but spent a good chunk of her early life in Bareilly, which is, a smaller town. And the key thing that jumps out is no film background, no connections. This wasn't some kind of predetermined path for her. Not at all. And what's really striking is how early that drive appeared. She was just 18 when she won Miss World in 2000. And our sources really emphasize this wasn't just about the win itself, but it became this almost accidental launch pad. It just pushed her onto the world stage, kicked off her whole public journey from like a standing start, give her a massive platform.
Okay, so she gets this huge platform, steps into Bollywood, but even with that Miss World title, it sounds like it wasn't exactly a red carpet welcome.
Oh, far from it.
Yeah.
The sources detail immense criticism almost immediately. Plus, you had the usual fierce Bollywood competition and lots of stereotypes about women, especially pageant winners, in the industry.
So how did she handle that? Just push through?
Well, yes, but it seems more strategic than just pushing. She didn't just sort of endure the obstacles. The sources point to how she actively diversified her roles. She chose parts that deliberately challenged those stereotypes, that showed different sides of her talent.
Right. Can you give an example of that early on? How did
Yeah.
that look in practice?
Yeah, sure. Think about her early films like Endas or Mujhse, Shadi Karogi, even Aitraz. She was jumping between, romantic comedies and then more dramatic or even negative roles. But the big one, the real game changer, according to our sources, was fashion.
Ah, yes.
That role was totally different. It was gritty, it was dramatic, and it really forced people to see her as a serious actor, not just a glamorous face. And that's what earned her the National Film Award. Huge validation.
Okay, so she establishes herself as a serious talent in Bollywood,
Yeah.
but then she makes this incredibly bold move, deciding to tackle Hollywood. What was driving that?
Ambition, definitely. But the sources frame it more as wanting to represent India globally. It wasn't just about personal fame, but about being on that world stage.
But wow, starting over again, essentially.
Exactly. And the challenges were completely new. Language barriers were a thing, constant rejections, and this very real fear of getting stuck in stereotypical Indian roles.
That must have been incredibly tough. How did she navigate those challenges? What does resilience look like in that context, based on what we read?
Yeah. Well, what comes through is this mindset where rejection wasn't like the end, it was feedback. She kept refining things, her auditions, her accent work, building a whole new network. It was very proactive, like learning and adapting constantly.
And that paid off eventually.
Big time.
Yeah.
With Quantico. That was the breakthrough.
Right, the TV show.
Yeah, and it was historic. First South Asian actress to lead a primetime American network show that was massive. And importantly, the role itself, Alex Parrish, wasn't some stereotype. It really challenged those limited portrayals and kind of opened doors, you could argue.
Made her a household name in the West, too, right?
Absolutely. And she built on that. You see her in films like Baywatch, Isn't It Romantic? Even The Matrix Resurrections. It shows she wasn't just a flash in the pan. She became part of the Hollywood landscape.
But as you mentioned, her story isn't just acting. The sources highlight this incredible range. She's a singer, producer, philanthropist, entrepreneur, UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador. It's a lot.
It really is.
How does all that connect back to this idea of breaking boundaries?
I think it's all part of the same pattern. It shows incredible resilience, yes, but also a really clear vision. Take her production company, Purple Pebble Pictures. It wasn't just about making Hollywood films. It specifically aimed to boost regional Indian cinema, give new voices a platform. That's strategic.
Interesting.
Or her UNICEF work. It wasn't just showing up for photos. She actively got involved, championed causes like girls' education, used her huge platform to actually raise awareness and funds. So across all these fields, she's not just participating, she's actively challenging norms and, proving you can do multiple things well and break stereotypes while you're at it.
So if you try to tie this all together, it seems like a key part is embracing where she came from while still competing globally.
Exactly. She never seemed to feel she had to choose one or the other.
So what's the big message here? What's the core takeaway for someone listening?
Well, she has that great quote, "Don't try to fit into the glass slipper. Instead, break the glass ceiling."
Yeah, I love that.
And it sounds simple, but think about it in terms of her journey. It's not just about overcoming obstacles. It's about refusing to even accept the predefined box or the slipper in the first place. From Bareilly to global icon, she constantly redrew the map for herself instead of just following the existing paths. She shaped her own narrative.
Right. Which really drives home that lesson.
Yeah.
Success doesn't have fixed borders. If you have that self-belief, you put in the hard work, you stay resilient, you really can overcome limitations and define your own path. Her story is just such a powerful example of daring to dream big, pushing through the tough stuff, and constantly reinventing yourself. It shows how challenges can actually become fuel.
Which really brings up a final thought for you, the listener. Thinking about Priyanka Chopra's journey, her strategic way of moving past limitations and expectations,
Yeah.
how does that make you look at your own perceived boundaries? What's a glass ceiling, maybe in your career, maybe somewhere else in your life, that hearing this story might inspire you to look at differently, maybe even think about shattering?
Do you want to learn English through podcasts? Subscribe to our channel. We help you improve your English faster by deep diving into interesting topics.